everyone, it's Nisha. So today is time for my full face favorites, and for those who are new, I do those videos now and again where I apply all my favorite products that I have enjoyed for the last month or two. And I always put this disclaimer out. That does not mean that if you've seen my other favorites that I don't like them anymore. It's just I have so much makeup and I keep changing, and sometimes my favorites stay the same favorites for a very long time, which is the case I think with this video. Now I decided to do this look because I wear it a lot. It's like my go-to quick everyday look, and so many of you wanted to see it, and I am sure I've done a tutorial for this look, but it doesn't matter, you can see it again, or maybe you've missed it, or maybe you are new and you haven't seen it. So anyway, let's get on with it. Okay, so let's start with foundation. My favorite foundation for ages, since I've bought it actually, is the Shiseido Synchro Skin. And the perfect match for me right now, or has been, is the Golden 3. The first one I bought was Neutral 3, I think, and it was a bit too light. And then I bought Golden 4 as well. I might have to mix this because I have tiny bit of fake tan, so we'll see how we go. But I love this foundation. I'm shaking this one so you can't see, but I've got about that much left, and I can't remember last time I loved foundation for so long. So what I do first, it is quite liquidy. The first layer I apply with my fingers because it's such a liquidy foundation. I feel, I've done a review of it anyway, I feel that it disappears into the sponge. So I do the first thin layer with my hand, and then the second one I do with the sponge. I think I've tried it with a brush, but I am not sure. I might speed this up because if you want to see how I apply it, like I said, I have a video review, and any videos that correspond to this video I will link somewhere here under that eye. I might add a bit of that Golden 4. When you're applying this foundation with a sponge, make sure that the sponge is just barely damp, because if it's too wet, you're not gonna get the coverage and it's gonna soak it up. Okay. Now I am still using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. Mine is in light medium. Love this concealer. I don't find it cakey, but it's got amazing coverage. I've just ordered second one actually because I'm scared to run out of it. Although if I did, I still love my Urban Decay Naked Concealer. So, but this one is amazing. So I use it under my eyes, and of course I always put some on my nose because, you know, noses repel foundation. This is the sponge that comes, I buy this from QVC, and this sponge comes with it. It's okay, I don't mind it. And you always ask me what eyeshadow primer I use. I don't usually use it. I just do whatever I have left of the concealer. I put that all over my eyelid. And then when I powder under my eyes, I powder my eyelids a bit as well. I don't think I have particularly oily eyelids. If you do, then maybe you are better off to use some sort of eyeshadow primer. Sorry about the changes in light again. As you know, I film in natural light, and the weather always chooses to play up with me when I'm filming. The sun is in and out. Okay, so now for my setting powder. I'm still loving the Kat Von D translucent powder. Look it. I know a lot of these things will be repeats, but at least you know that if I keep using it, then they are really my favorites. And of course now I had even longer time to use them and I still like them. So I apply that under my eye and then whatever is left all over my eyelid, and that sets my concealer as well on my eyelid and acts as primer for me. Now to set my face with powder, I am still loving the Becca Soft Light Blurring powder. I know that there are very mixed reviews on it, because as you can see it is not translucent really, it has color to it, but on me it doesn't seem to show. If you are very pale, you might not like it. I'm just gonna put a very small amount, because what I do now, by the way, this is a Blank Canvas Cosmetics F01. It's a kabuki brush, and I always, to set up my under eye, I use the e.l.f. blush brush. I just really like it. And now I am going to go over with the Colorscience Unforgettable Broad Spectrum SPF powder. It is becoming my favorite. It's because I am so into SPF in the summer, and I've talked about it in my summer skincare. You know, you can't reapply any other SPF throughout the day, which you should every 2 to 3 hours, but something like this you can do all the time. So now I'm going to put it all over my face and my neck. And mine is in medium. It is not dark at all. It's not adding much color to my makeup. I think they do one in light as well. And it has really pretty finish as well. So I always use that now. I finish my foundation, you know, my base with that. And what I do next is always my brows. I normally don't do it on camera. I might do one because it is a bit of a longish process. So my favorite products are still the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and I use mine in brunette, I think. Yeah, brunette. And do you remember how I got some stuff sent a while ago from Benefit, the whole brow system? I really love this pencil. This is the ultra fine brow defining pencil, and this is in number 2. This is too light for me, but I use that color at the front of my brow because I try to do the front of my brow a bit lighter than the tail. I love the very fine tip. I like even more than L'Oreal, but obviously L'Oreal is more affordable. But I might get the darker one in this color. So that's the number 2. Then I still love the Benefit Ready Set Brow, which is a colorless gel to set my brows, and it really sets your brows. People started asking me if I had my brows tattoos, because I suppose that gel separates the eyebrows, but now, as you can see, I haven't had them tattooed. So maybe I just do this one to show you. I mean, they are not, I should really wax them, but let me zoom in a bit. I have done brow video, and it's still linked below, and the technique is still the same. I might just be using different products. So we'll take the darker one, the L'Oreal, first, and what I do, I start from about here. I start underneath, I follow my brow, and then I go on the top. I draw like a parallel line because my brows are so thin, and in sort of short strokes I do that, and that's half of my brow done. Then I will take the lighter one, the Benefit pencil, and I will carry on with this line, and then I flick the pencil up and finish off this line. And you have to keep checking and keep brushing, because sometimes when you brush up you will notice that you have a gap here, so you just fill it, but try to do it in like strokes, not solid line. And when I'm happy with it, I go over with the gel to set it, and I brush the front a bit upwards and then the end that way. So you see that really separates the brow hairs, so it doesn't look so solid like it's painted on. I really should trim my brows and stick them into shape. That's the difference. It makes a big difference, doesn't it? I think thin eyebrows like this are so aging. So yeah, so that's how I do my brows. I will go and do the other one off camera now. Okay, both brows done. Hopefully they look pretty even, but remember they are sisters, not twins, as they say. Oh, by the way, do you like what I did with my square headbands? For those who haven't seen them, these are those amazing hairbands that are like sunglasses. They have the hinged arms and they are the most comfortable headbands in the world. And I thought I'd put two together because sometimes I like that wider look. So I put the white one and the beige one together, and I think that looks quite nice. Anyway, now another brow product that I think, to be honest, Benefit, I'm not that much into all day makeup, but I think the brow products are brilliant, and they always have been. I think I remember starting off with the tiny brow colored gel. I don't use all of them because, you know, there are pomades, there are powders, there is so many things. I just use what I find the easiest for me, but I think all the products are great. But what I love also using is the Highbrow Glow. So very long time ago I had the Highbrow pencil, which was just like a concealer color, but I like this one because it has a bit of shimmer. So, you know, instead of putting like a shimmery eyeshadow there, you can put this because it's a bit more subtle. Sometimes shimmery eyeshadow under your eyebrow can be too much. So, and this is, you know, also so easy to, so I just put it in the arch of my eyebrow. I really need to wax my brows. Okay, let's do with a bit of bronzing. Now I have been again really enjoying the Charlotte Tilbury look in a palette. I think they've brought it back now and they have another color. This one is just the Natural Beauty. I think that's what this one is called. And when it first came out, I think it was limited edition, but people loved it so much they brought it out. I think the second one is a bit darker, so because I know that once I get very tan, the eyeshadows are fine, but the bronzer and the blush will be too light for me. But you see, I love this eyeshadow and I'm running low on that one. I know it is not very cheap, but you have in here bronzer, 3 eyeshadows, 2 blushes and a highlighter, and it is a face, you know, in one little palette. And because the look I wear like every day is so quick and I really like it, I could do just with that. Okay, so I am going to use the bronzer from here. What brush shall I use? I use this one. This is an old Costco brush, so don't even ask me. So I sort of contour, it's not really contour, just warming up my face. It's a really lovely subtle bronzer. Like I said, if you've got much darker complexion, that will be definitely too light for you, but as you can see on me, it just works perfectly right now. But I know that when I'm more tanned, fake tanned, it will be too light. Now with the blushes, I sort of mix them. I go with the brush like that and I just apply both of them. Another old Costco brush. You might have noticed by now that I am not really fussed about face brushes that much, you know. Powder brush, blush brush, they don't bother me that much. I like my eye brushes, but again, very nice and subtle. You can build it up. And then I'm going to use the highlighter. And for my highlighter, I use this Morphe M504 brush. And I think this is an eye brush. I bought it because everybody was raving about it, but it's huge. So I find it perfect for my highlighter. I go like in a C here. Again, not very in your face. Really lovely, subtle, everyday palette. Now, for my eyes, I sometimes use all three of them. But my favorite look, the one that you wanted to see and I do all the time, is just with that brown eyeshadow and two of my Makeup Geek favorite. I need to buy a backup. Foiled eyeshadows. This is Starry, which is more of a champagne, and this is in a spotlight. It is a bit more peachy. And I sometimes just put one of them either, or sometimes I will mix them. Okay, so let's start with the Starry Eye, and you've seen it. I first just press that with my finger because I feel you get the best color payoff. You have to be careful that you don't go with it all over your face because that happens. And then on the top I use any flat synthetic brush. You don't want to use fluffy brush because you won't get the color payoff and it will just go everywhere like you just did under my eye where I didn't want it. This has been my favorite brush for this, and this was this Vanity Planet brush set. Remember, I reviewed ages ago. Very inexpensive. If I find it, I put the link to it or link to the video. Anyway, this one is breaking because when I use it, I've shown you before, I press and pat to get that color payoff. And I will sometimes put on the top of it in a spotlight just to, like in the middle, add a bit of peachiness to it. But you don't have to, you can use just one of them. Okay, now I'm going to take my Blank Canvas Cosmetics E42 and I'm going to go into this brown eyeshadow. And I start in my crease, you know, just under the socket bone and go up just under that highlight. And I just build it up as much as I want. I'm not doing anything in a outer V or reverse 7. It's just such a simple look, but I love it. It's not too in your face. I think the sparkle brightens your eyes, makes them, you know, bright and fresh looking. And I know you always like it whenever I wear that makeup and asking me every time, and I wear it a lot, and I am sure I did tutorial for it. Maybe when I first got this palette, I can't remember. And now I will use the same color on my lower lash line. This is a Blank Canvas Cosmetics E23 pencil brush. You know the drill. And when I want more sparkle, I go in with my finger and I just press it more just in the middle. Am I making funny faces? And that's the eyeshadow done. Then I've been really enjoying this Tarteist Maneater pencil, but you know, I've told you before, I'm not that fast about pencils. I use any pencil, but I have got that one with the Tarteist mascara, so I use it and I like it. So I'm showing you what I've been using, you know, on a daily basis. And as usual, I only scrub it into my lash line very lightly, just to darken the lash line. And I put it in my waterline. For the mascara, I'm still loving the Tarteist, and I usually use it with the, what is the name of the primer? Tarte primer, you know, eyelash primer with that. But because I will use little false lashes today, because in that particular video when everybody was talking about my makeup, I was wearing these lashes, and I think that makes a difference as well. So I don't need my lashes to be huge. I just put a bit of mascara on. I will concentrate more on the inner portion, because these lashes that I show you, they are like half lashes. Okay, let's the lashes. So the lashes I'm talking about are the Eylure Fleur de Force Flare Loves 3/4 length lashes. I love these ones. They are very natural looking and like everyday lashes, and I think they look nice with this look because they shade the outer V, which will cover the hood. So because I haven't put any eyeshadow in my outer V, I think that looks really good. I always use the Shiseido Lash Glow. And I use my tweezers to hold the eyelashes. So let's apply the glue. I'm not going to be, you know, talking you through applying lashes. I've done a video on eyelashes 101, how to apply them and all that sort of stuff. And just remember that the most important thing about lashes is to let the glue dry for a minute, so it goes tacky, because if you put it on your eye when it's still wet, it won't stick, it will just slide all over your eye. Now I've put my earrings on as well while I was waiting for my lashes to dry. These are Kenneth Jane Lane, but they are no longer available. I bought them a while ago and I remember trying to find them for you, but I couldn't find this particular style again. They're okay, they like back and front earrings. So there is one lash on. Can you see? Makes the difference. It shades this part of the eye so it looks like you have eyeshadow there. Now I don't know if you can get these lashes in US. I don't think they sell this particular model in US, but you can buy them on UK websites that ship to US. I think ASOS sometimes does them, look fantastic. I will try to find them for you and link them below, but you can definitely get them, but just from UK online stores. And that's the eyes done. So now lipsticks. I must say that I don't have any new favorite lipsticks. You know by now which are my favorites. You know, I'm a nude girl, nude lip girl, but I just got this lipstick, which is from Lorac. My friend Carmen sent it to me because obviously we can't get Lorac here, and I have never tried it. And this is the Alter Ego lipstick in Beach Babe. So I will use Marc Jacobs lip liner in Nudist. And this is a lovely lipstick. It's one of the colors that I like, and it's so creamy, and it smells of something sweet. Beautiful creamy lipstick, but I must say it is so creamy that it doesn't have very good staying power. But I've told you before, I'm not bothered about lipstick staying on all day. I just reapply it if I need to. If I wanted a bit more sparkle, you know, for the spring, I still really love the Jouer lip topper in Skinny Dip. So let me put it on just so you can have a look. There. And that's the finished look of all my favorites. Let me just do my hair now, which means putting a wig on. Basically, I hate my hair so much you would not believe. Okay, my lovely, so that concludes my full face favorites video. I am wearing Raquel Welch Upstage wig in Shaded Biscuit. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have cut it quite a bit, and we've talked about it before. The heat defiant fibers are very, very delicate, and I've worn this wig a lot, and I've worn it in I remember we went for a walk when we were out somewhere for like an hour in a terrible wind. I wore it all day to Ideal Home exhibition, where I had quite high jacket with a collar, so it was rubbing and it got quite matted. That's the only problem with the heat defiant wigs, they do matte, so the shorter the better. So all I basically did, I've cut even more like fine fringe, and I cut about that much all around this wig just to cut off the damaged ends. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, stay fabulous. Bye.